Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. The dead end is on arrival as Kaiga, the known man, is deconstructing our clergies on their behavior to attend State House meeting, doing nothing in State House rather than to help Kenyans or to pray for the country. Kaiga Chris is creating a storm and also advising the clergies to stop that behavior, the behavior which they have visiting State House actually. This remarks is coming a day after we saw President Ruto held a meeting with some of the church leaders, and their meeting bared no fruit as the Gen Zs still carried on demonstrating. Some lost their life, and it forces police officers to use force. And this was wrong. So this man is asking a simple question. These people or clergies are going to State House. What have they done to the people? What are problems which they have solved? Which problem have they solved? And therefore, after they have visited the president, what is their main agenda to the country? I like this man, and here's the video on how Mr. Chris Kaiga was creating a storm in bishops or clergy's administration. Let's take a look and listen to this interview.
The men of cloth who went to State House. And I want to ask them on national TV, mulienda State House kama nani? Mulienda kama nani? You people first did not object to the finance bill. You pastors, shame on you. You had no problem with the finance bill. You never complained about finance bill. You pastors never went to any maandamano. You did not take any tear gas. You were not on the streets. You were not shot. Yeah? These pastors never, and even when people were injured, no pastor went to hospital to see them. None of them went to donate blood like the Gen Zs have gone to donate blood. None of these pastors was seen to be involved in any way in anything that was going on. They didn't even occupy parliament. None of their members has died. None of them is in hospital. None of them has been injured. And none of them has appeared to be seen to have been fighting against the finance bill. And then they hear there is rice that has been made in State House and it's ready. And they all rush there and they go and eat. And then they say they are having a dialogue with about what? About something they never said they had a complaint about. About something they were never involved. They were never tear gassed. They were never on the streets. I just saw them with purple collars and big stomachs in State House, and they had gone there to eat, literally, and to say they're having a dialogue with the head of state. Shame on all those pastors. Mulienda State House kama nani? Mulitumwa na nani? Mulikuwa mna represent nani?
Are you saying they're taking credit?
Tear gas siku gani?
Wanachukua credit?
No, they are going to eat. There's nothing else. They just went there to eat rice. There's nothing else they did. I mean, and by the way, the only place we have seen those pastors involved is when they went to Kuria Kimani's home to pray for the chicken that had been burned. and they were singing burial songs for chicken that had been burnt in Molo. And you look at them and you wonder, men of color, what got into your heads, or what is wrong with you? You don't have time to go and see young people in a mortuary. You don't have time to go and see young people in a hospital. But you have time to go to an MP's home in the name of cleansing. I don't know what you are cleansing dead chicken for. And praying for them and singing dirges there. I think we need to have a serious recall of pastors. And now we are going to start a war against them. And I've never said a physical war. Hii story ya kusalimia watu nimeona sometimes haiendi vizuri because it's becoming more like anarchy. That's not what you are promoting. But these pastors, we need now to start naming them.
Now, you've listened to him. You have said pastors had no problem with the finance bill, which is true. Na mapastors hakuna hata mmoja wao ameenda kwa hospitali kuombea wenye walikuwa wamekufa. ama kuombea wenye walikuwa na majeraha from demonstration. I think that is right. And let us be frank on that. Now, I don't want to discriminate pastors' visitation to State House. I don't want to do that. In fact, I want to encourage them. And I want to encourage them by advising them that is a great move. Because country cannot run without God's favor, which is true. Country cannot run if we don't put God first. So as a country, we must put God first. But my main concern, as I'm trying to compare with my friend Chris Kaiga, is that what is the benefit of this visitation? What are some of the benefits which you are getting from this visitation? We've seen several of them visiting State House. We know all of them. But I don't want to mention their name here, or I should mention. One of them is Ole Sapit. There are so many. But what are some of the benefits they are bringing to the people? Clergies never come out and condemned the police brutality, police force, which was used to destroy Gen Z demonstration. They never come out. But at long last, I'm seeing President tomorrow meeting with the Gen Z, and the Gen Zs have rejected that meeting. They are saying that President have selected his own people to create a meeting with in Twitter, which that is beyond me. If it is so, I urge my fellow Kenyans to remain humble, to listen to whatever you want to say, and focus together with him. If the agendas are going to be positive, well and fine. If they're gonna be negative, you still have a space to create tense and reject him. It is your right. It is well illustrated in our Constitution. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, why do you think Chris Kaiga is storming pastors? Number one, during campaigns, President Ruto spent a lot of time campaigning in churches. He went to an extent of even preaching. He went to an extent of even singing, which is good. You must sing for God. You must preach the gospel of Christ. But the question is, are all these actions which he is doing, have we ever followed them? The answer is no. And I'm repeating, is no. Why? How things are behaving or happening under William Ruto's administration is unwanting, so pathetic, and never been proposed by anyone. But the problem is not Ruto, and I keep on saying it. The problem is the advisors. The problem is those who surround him. Ruto used to be good. I know him. This is not the first time I'm singing or saying about Ruto. 2007, Ruto was good. I knew Ruto even when he was MP in Tarbo. He was a very good man. But unfortunately, he have decided to change. Indeed, when you want to know a true measure of a man, test him with power. You'll know the character of this man, how he handled the situation in his family, how he solved the problem in his country, and how he treats people in his country. So if Kaiga Chris is creating a storm, he has felt that pastors or clergies have failed the people in the country. And therefore, what is it which should be done for us to stop this blame game. Number one, we must remain focused. We must remain independent. And we must be subjective to one another. That is what we must do. Nothing else. We are not living in Jupiter, but on earth. And I like that. So Kaiga Chris is on a right direction. And his speech is being directed to what the current head of state have done to the Gen Z during demonstration, rather than not listening to them. But the current head of state is even capturing the churches, which is wrong. Churches should be independent, pray for the country, solve the problem, listen to the people, and understand them. I think that is the best and the superior character which should be done with immediate effect. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish you all the best, and that is what I had to share with you at this moment. If you've never subscribed to our YouTube channel, kindly subscribe. Watch our video, like, share, and give us your opinion. Thank you, and bye-bye.